Hello, and welcome to the Future Proof Podcast. This is our monthly podcast where we talk about what we've been working on and what we're planning on doing at school. I'm Gregory Avery Weir.
And I'm Melissa Avery Weir. As we've talked before, we are continuing on with our Diceless Companion work.
Yeah, so we're doing a revision of the original Rosette Diceless role-playing game, and that is out digitally as a PDF and is going to be in print too. And then we're also publishing a supplemental book that is the Rosette Diceless Companion that has extra rules and play advice and so on. Last time we had some stuff we needed to fix that showed up in the proofs and the physical copies that we ordered in advance to make sure everything was okay. We've made those fixes, gotten them back, and there were just a couple of tweaks that we needed to do after that with just kind of placement of some stuff on the covers, and that won't require another proof cycle. So essentially, as soon as we get those fixes tested and kind of get our ducks in a row, we'll be announcing a release date sometime.
Super exciting.
Yeah. It's very nice to have that almost done.
Yeah.
Well, on the topic of things coming to an end, however, something we mentioned in the newsletter and haven't quite done all our online messaging for yet is that we're bringing our support for Mac to an end soon.
That's correct. So we've talked before about some of our trials and tribulations on doing sort of iOS development and Mac support. Majesty of Colors being on iOS was a particular sort of trial anytime we have to spin up any kind of development or update effort on that, because we don't have a Mac. And Macs are very expensive. And then, if you rent a Mac, then you're kind of dealing in an unfamiliar system and it costs money. And so, just kind of like looking at how that goes for us and the financial component, we aren't going to continue supporting Mac versions of our games after the end of this year. They won't be available for purchase anymore, and ongoing support for macOS issues will no longer be covered.
Yeah, we're not going to do anything to turn off existing copies, so if you've got it and it works for you, cool, but we won't keep updating it, keep supporting it. If there's a change to macOS that makes our games not work, we're sorry. We hope that there's some way you can emulate or something to keep playing our games if you want.
Right, and there's no storefront we're on that is Mac only, except for the iOS store. So if you can get the Windows copy and run it through Wine, or whatever the Mac equivalent would be, I assume there's something like that, then that can work. But we'll have messaging up very shortly everywhere. So especially places like Steam, where I think folks are a little less likely to wander over to a developer's podcast. But there'll be messaging in advance, but we're not taking anyone's copies. So yeah, that's a tough decision to make. You hate to remove support for something that, folks chose and asked for, but it just is not working out for a team our size.
Got a while before that happens. That's going to be the end of the year. So end of December 2021 is when we're going to stop official support. If things come up before then, we'll do our best, but that's going to be the cutoff.
Yep. So on a happier note, we are planning to do a little bit of freshening up on the Exploit Zero Day website.
Yeah, so at the moment, the storefront, the way that it's set up when you're buying Headless Swarm, there's one large image and then a YouTube video just below it that look kind of awkward and not very appealing. And so we're planning to change the design of that. Yeah,
we want to just spruce it up a little bit, make sure that the flow is good, both as a sort of a rando passing through that's, being encouraged to purchase Headless Swarm either by a job or in the game already, or sort of word of mouth or something external. So just make it a little more appealing. We designed parts of most of Exploit Zero Day visually back in 2014, 2015. And I think it still looks great overall, but I think that the storefront is one of the areas where we kind of did a first pass and we said, okay, let's get this out here. We want a presence. We want to, kind of do the things to establish a foothold, but it's ready for a new pass, I think, as we're wrapping up Headless Swarm.
Yeah, it's still in the design stage, so no idea when that'll come out. We've already got some existing redesigns of pages that aren't implemented yet. So, just a preview of something that'll probably be far in the future.
Yeah.
You can find all of our stuff, including our video games and role-playing games, at futureproofgames.com. You can follow us on Twitter at PlayFutureProof and on YouTube as FutureProof Games. If you have questions or comments, you can leave them on our blog or social media, or write us on email at info@futureproofgames.com. Our theme music is Japaro by Broke for Free, which is used with permission.